Welcome to Psalmic Saturday here at Ariel's Corner. This is Ariel Gatoga, and we are streaming live on YouTube. Moderating today for us, it looks like it's Honey Paw and Dre and maybe Heather. Thank you so much, moderators. I so appreciate you. And thank you to everybody for joining us today. Just so you know, our website's located at arielscorner.com. That's arielscorner.com, and that's where you can find all kinds of cool stuff, including a ton of different psalm magic information and free courses, free booklets, free lectures, all kinds of cool stuff. arielscorner.com. The header and footer of each of those pages on arielscorner.com includes our social media links. And in those social media links, you'll find links to our Discord server and our private Facebook group. And those are great places to go if you want to get some support or just be part of our community. Let's see. Our podcast hub is located at arielspodcasts.com. arielspodcasts.com. You can also go to our shop, and you can find that at arielscornershop.com. arielscornershop.com. If you'd like to get your own, if you want to get your own copy of our free booklet on Psalm Magic, it's called How to Work Psalm Magic, and you can find that on arielgatoga.com/psalmbook. That's arielgatoga.com/psalmbook. Just one moment, please. Okay, my little dog is in the vet, so I got a message there that she's doing okay, so that's good. Phew. All right, where was I? Oh yeah, if you have any questions, you can put them right in the chat thread that is on the stream right now. We do have a premiere that is right after this stream, and you should be able to go right to the watch page by hanging out until you get to the end of the exit music on this stream. And I hope that you can join us for that. That's at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Just a moment. Now I'm having trouble with the stream. I'm so sorry. Just one moment, please. We've got this. We've got this taken care of. It looks like everything... Oh, I see what I did. Okay, everything's fine. Whenever we have a puppy in the vet, everything gets a little bit out of sorts. So I'm focused. All is well. Thanks for your patience. All right. I think that's it. Let's just get going on our stream. And make sure I've got everything in front of me. Here we go. Oh, I see what I did wrong. I'm so sorry. Oy vey. It's just one moment here. We're working on it. It's like one thing after the next. Now it's my iPad that's not working. Come on. There it is. Today we are working Psalm 29. In traditional psalm magic, we frequently use Psalm 29 for things like help during storms, to purify the home, to get rid of negative spiritual energies, and to raise our vibrations. I like that one. Let's raise our vibrations today. What's the purpose of raising our vibrations? Well, there is a law of resonance in the world. And magic really recognizes the law of resonance. And what we experience in our physical realm is a result of what we are experiencing in our astral realm. So when we're raising our vibration, we are raising our astral vibration, which then invites a raised experience in our physical world. And boy, we could sure use that these days, I think. So let's try that. Let's use Psalm 29 to raise our vibration. The way we work psalm magic is simple, easy, and effective. We take our psalm and we speak it out loud all the way through once without stopping. This is called an incantation. We go back through that After we've finished with the incantation, we go back through that psalm and we consider each verse one at a time. And we look for hidden meanings that lie behind each verse. We call those occult meanings. One of the reasons why they're called occult is because they're hidden, and that's what occult means. And when we do this, that labor that it takes to search for and to uncover and then apply what we find to the situation we've brought to the psalm, we are actually taking those seeds of magic and planting them in the depths of our mind, where they take root, they grow, they blossom forth, and they bear fruit after their kind. And that is exactly what you and I are going to do together right now with Psalm 29. Give unto the Lord, O ye mighty, give unto the Lord glory and strength. Give unto the Lord the glory due unto his name. Worship the Lord in the beauty of holiness. The voice of the Lord is upon the waters. The God of glory thundereth. The Lord is upon many waters. The voice of the Lord is powerful. The voice of the Lord is full of majesty. The voice of the Lord breaketh the cedars. Yea, the Lord breaketh the cedars of Lebanon. He maketh them also to skip like a calf, Lebanon and Sirion, like a young unicorn. The face of the Lord divideth the flames of fire. The voice of the Lord shaketh the wilderness. The Lord shaketh the wilderness of Kadesh. The voice of the Lord maketh the Lord maketh the hinds to calf, and discovereth the forests. In his temple doth every one speak of his glory. The Lord sitteth upon the flood. Yea, the Lord sitteth king forever. The Lord will give strength unto his people. The Lord will bless his people with peace. Psalm 29 is one of those psalms that, I'm so sorry. This is just one of those days. I'm going to start that over in just a moment. Psalm 29 is one of those psalms that the scholars have a problem with, because it's obviously one of the oldest psalms, or at least one of the psalms that has been stepped on the least. And it is very obviously a psalm that was used in the Canaanite religion and then appropriated. And it's impossible not to recognize that this is a prayer to the thunder god. So it's interesting for us because we can, use all of that wonderful magic, but it's also interesting to watch the different biblical scholars tie themselves into knots over this because there's really no way out of it. And you'll see as we go through it. So it starts out with, Give unto the Lord, O ye mighty, give unto the Lord glory and strength. So this is seemingly a psalm that is the setting of which is in heaven. So these are the host of heaven speaking of the Lord. And when it's saying, Give unto the Lord, O ye mighty, give unto the Lord glory and strength, the gift that we give the Lord of glory and strength is a wonderful affirmation for us that what we give, we receive. And when you give something to the Lord, that means that let's talk about what the Lord is. We always have to orient ourselves. In fact, let's do that. We're going to start this again. We always start with orienting ourselves to whom we're speaking or praying or speaking about. And it's the Lord. And the Lord is a translation into English in the King James Version of the Bible of the Tetragrammaton in the original Hebrew texts. The Tetragrammaton, Yud, He, Vav, He, that four-letter word for God, is a symbol in psalm magic for the one power, the one force, the one source, in the one substance in all the universe. There is but one. And we must orient ourselves to this understanding of oneness, because if there's more than one power, then there's no chance of guarantee. There's no guarantee of our success. But when we understand and orient ourselves to the idea that there's only one, that means nothing can oppose it. Nothing can thwart it. Nothing can come up against it successfully. And one with this force is a majority. And those to whom this source is for, nothing can be against. And this source is for us. And when we align ourselves with the Lord of the Psalms, we are aligning ourselves with the force. So when it starts out with, "Give unto the Lord, O ye mighty, give unto the Lord glory and strength." This appears to be taking place in heaven. We're talking about the mighty giving strength to the Lord, the angels giving strength to the Lord. Glory and strength. And this is a lesson to us for what we must do to raise our vibrations. We must turn to the one power, the one force, the one source in all the universe and give. And the only gifts that are appropriate here are glory and strength. And this means that our strength we give to the infinite. Our glory we give to the infinite, not to our own ideas, not to our own plans, but that we trust that the infinite has a perfect pattern for us, that when we give all of our strength and glory to the infinite, what we receive is the realization of that divine pattern. When we try to do it for ourselves, we frequently get off of our pattern because we don't understand what that pattern is. "Give unto the Lord the glory due unto his name. Worship the Lord in the beauty of his holiness." Ooh, that's a strong, beautiful verse. So giving unto the Lord, this force, the glory is the aura of God. It's the power of God. And it's also considered the Shekinah. It's the substance of God. It's the fairy dust. It's the magic dust. It's the glitter of God. The glitter of God. Due unto his name, the name of the infinite. The name of the infinite is the names of the infinite are the qualities of the infinite, and that's just the way everything is in the Psalms. Every name of anything in the Psalms represents a quality. So the qualities of the infinite are infinite, but there are 8 that cover pretty much everything, and that is life, soul, spirit, intelligence, truth, love, law, and presence. And there's all kinds of other qualities and names of the infinite, and there are infinite names, but they tend to come under those 8 general categories. So when we are saying, "Give unto the Lord the glory due unto his name," we recognize the qualities of the infinite and give to the infinite our glory. We give our strength based upon those qualities. So for instance, when you think about the Lord's name, life, infinite life, I give my life to the Lord. That doesn't mean I'm going to die for the Lord. It means that I give my understanding of life to the Lord, give my understanding of life to this force so that I can receive life in return, unlimited, infinite life returned to me, rather than me trying to control my own life. So for instance, if we have something going on with our bodies or our health, what we do is we learn how to give our strength and glory unto the Lord according to that name, which is life. And then we receive the infinite life in return, because we're no longer, it's not that the infinite is saying, well, you got to give me your payment and then I'll give you something in return. It's not like that. It's that if we're not giving the strength and glory unto the Lord, that means that we are trying to do it for ourselves. And we are so limited in our understanding that we can't do it for ourselves. It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack to find the exact frequency that's necessary in order to have whatever it is that we need. In this case, we were talking about maybe a physical problem or a health problem. But when we give our strength and our glory unto the Lord, do his that which is due his name, that is really telling us that what the quality of the infinite is that governs whatever this issue is that we need to raise our vibrations about. We give all of our power to that, and then we receive that in abundance. We're not trying to fix it all by ourselves anymore. We're not trying to think all by ourselves anymore. We are thinking along the current of power that is the infinite. Give unto the Lord the glory due unto his name. Worship the Lord in the beauty of holiness. So to worship is to work for. And so if you're working for the infinite in the beauty of holiness, holiness is that which is perfect, that which is sacred. Beauty is the natural recognition, is what is natural for us once we recognize holiness. When you recognize holiness, what you see is beauty. And if you're not seeing the beauty of something, you're not seeing its holiness. So when we're saying that we're working for the Lord in order to see beauty, that means that everything that we do throughout our day is walking what they would call in some Native American traditions, walking the beauty way. We're walking the way of beauty. Every step that we walk is holy ground because we're dedicating our work, meaning our activity, mental and physical activities, unto the discovery of this beauty, unto the realization of this beauty. And this beauty is the realization of holiness. And when we find that the infinite is all, then we find holiness and beauty wherever we walk. And things in our presence tend to transform unto that because we have raised our vibrations. And because of that law of resonance, things around us have to start to vibrate to that new frequency that we are experiencing internally. The voice of the Lord is upon the waters. The God of glory thundereth. The Lord is upon many waters. The waters in this case in the Psalms frequently talk about the powers of chaos and that the infinite is bringing order to chaos. Chaos meaning that part of the chaos meaning the ego mind that is trying to divert our attention away from the oneness that is the perfection of the infinite. So when we give our strength and glory unto the Lord, what we're doing is we're aligning with that perfection, and then we experience that perfection because we raise our vibrations. The chaos is the distraction from that, which lowers our vibrations and allows us into the realms of believing in separation. When we believe in separation due to the powers of our minds, we experience separation in our world. Those are technically lower vibrations. Those vibrations are the vibrations of chaos. So the glory of God thundereth. The Lord is upon many waters. Again, the storm god. The storm god is the symbol of the infinite here. The thunder cracks open all of the lies of chaos, which is the Lord is upon many waters. The voice of the Lord is powerful. The sound of thunder. That's the sound of thunder, the voice of the Lord. The voice of the Lord is full of majesty. So the thunder here is not chaos. It is the response to chaos. It's the response to chaos. So you have this need for raising up your vibrations, perhaps because you have a problem that needs to be taken care of. Hearing the voice of that thunder is reassuring. Yes, it's scary. Yes, you tremble, but it's reassuring because you know it's there for you, on your behalf. The voice of the Lord breaketh the cedars. Yea, the Lord breaketh the cedars of Lebanon. The cedars of Lebanon are a symbol of earthly strength. The cedars of Lebanon are that which could not be broken. But because the infinite is so powerful, even that which in our world we recognize as something that's unbreakable. Oh, well, yeah, maybe I can do a spell for this, but never for that. That's unbreakable. It's saying, no, there is nothing unbreakable in the world of form for the Lord, because if that form is born from chaos and is giving us problems, the Lord doesn't want it for us, and it will be broken. It will be shattered. He maketh them also to skip like a calf, Lebanon and Syrian like a young unicorn. So these big nations, these big trees, these big issues, these big powers that be in the world, we think, oh, nothing can stand up against that political power. Nothing can stand up against that financial institution. Nothing can stand up against whatever it is that we're worried about in our lives. Those separation thought forms that are materialized as those lower vibrations in our experience. It's saying, well, if we give our strength and glory unto the Lord, what we get in return is that thunderclap, which makes it all go the way of the will of the infinite. And the will of the infinite may be something like the cedar skipping like a calf, Lebanon and Syrian, those very big nations, those powerful nations, like a young unicorn. Now, a young unicorn here is the unicorns of the Bible aren't the sweet little unicorns of mythology, of modern mythology. They were a possible predatory type animal, maybe a layover from the dinosaurs. We don't really know where they came from, but we do have proof that they existed. They seem to be somewhat like rhinoceros, so I'm not sure that they were predatory. They may have been herbaceous. Herbivores, but I'm not sure. They may have been herbivores. I'm not sure, but they were scary. But this one is a young one that skips. They're not scary when the thunder god has power over them, when the infinite has power over them. They're just a little baby unicorn that's skipping around that poses absolutely no threat. Just think of that. Just use those symbols. And if there's other symbols that work for you, that's fine. These big problems that are so low vibration that you think there's nothing you can do about it. And then the thunder claps and they turn into little animals. They turn into little babies with absolutely no threat whatsoever to you that skip around and forget how powerful they are. They don't even realize anymore how powerful they are because the infinite had its way with them. Nothing to fear in the presence of the infinite because that thunder is going to clap loud, and whatever it is that seems so scary and big and immovable and unpenetrable is going to skip like a little baby animal. The voice of the Lord divideth the flames of fire. So the flames of fire can mean many things, but let's use the symbol of the flame of fire as to the particular vibration in our lives that we need to ascend. Fire was also very scary as an element, and it still is, but especially then to these people, because when a fire got out of control, there was no way to control it like we have nowadays. I mean, sometimes our fires are uncontrollable too, we understand that, but our technology is a lot more advanced than it was back then. So fire always seemed to be the closest thing to God that we had in the world. And when the infinite, that thunder, can divide the fires, can make them do whatever it wants. Even that element it has control over. So you can think about whatever your hot button issue is, your fire is, that seems so impenetrable, and recognize that the thunder claps of the infinite, and that's divided. That's divided. It has no power. It has no oneness. The only oneness is the infinite. Nothing can go up against this power. That's the whole idea. There's one power, and anything that appears to be against this power has no hope. The voice of the Lord shaketh the wilderness. The Lord shaketh the wilderness of Kadesh. Kadesh is probably Mount Hermon. So it's big mountain, big wilderness, big, in this case, possibly scary, big, giant problems that we don't see any way out of. Those are the infinite's favorite kind. The ones that there's no possible way out of this one. The infinite says, I got this. Let me just make a couple claps of thunder happen, and I'll show you what we can do with these things. The voice of the Lord, that thunder, is powerful. The voice of the Lord, oh, sorry about that. Did I miss one? I did. Let's go back. So verse 4, the voice of the Lord is powerful. The voice of the Lord is full of majesty. Those thunderclaps are powerful. They are full of majesty. And again, this is to reassure you that when you hear the clap of thunder, in this case, think of it symbolically. It doesn't necessarily mean that there's going to be a thunderstorm. It could be, but the clap of thunder is a symbol of things changing, and it can seem so scary when things change so dramatically. But it's reassuring you that this is the voice of majesty, not the voice that you should be afraid of. The voice of the Lord maketh the hinds to calve, and discovereth the forests, and in his temple doth everyone speak his glory. This temple to me, in this particular psalm, seems to be a celestial temple, seems to be a temple where the angels are. But it can also be our temple as well. And our temple in the physical world is a symbol of the place where we meet the infinite. And if we think of ourselves as being a direct extension from the infinite, there is no separation. The image that we frequently use is as a beam of sunshine from the sun. So you're this beam of sunshine from the sun. The place where you as the beam of sunshine connect with the greater sun, that's the temple. That's the temple. And so when it says, and in his temple doth everyone speak of his glory, that's the only thing your soul knows how to do. So if you are speaking of the glory of the infinite, you are at one with your soul. And when you're at one with your soul, all of the problems in the physical world will be taken care of. Because you're not working you're not using your mind to separate yourself from the infinite anymore. In other words, manufacturing and supporting the manufacture of problems that are not the will of the infinite. But instead, you are at one with your soul, where everything is automatically balanced, rebalanced, and those problems just turn into nothing. The cedars break, the big scary animals become little babies. Whatever it is, it's no big deal. When it's saying that the voice of the Lord make the hinds to calve and discovereth the forests, recognize that the infinite is involved in every aspect of your life. Even though this is not the world the infinite wants you to live in ultimately, it is under the jurisdiction of the Lord when we give it to the Lord. When we give the Lord our strength and glory, then we are inviting the Lord into the earth. We're inviting the Lord into the manifest universe, all of our issues, problems, successes, everything that's manifest, all of the comings and goings and the doings of our practical life. And when we do that, the infinite can clap its thunder and change those things. And when it changes those things, it always makes them perfect. And that's exactly what we want. The Lord sitteth upon the flood. Yea, the Lord sitteth king forever. So whatever the chaos is, the infinite's already on it, but will not go against your free will. You can experience chaos for eternity, well, seemingly eternity, if that's your will to do. And the infinite will just sit on top of it, waiting for you to ask for help. So if you ask for help from the gate, from the beginning, you avoid all of that. And it's very clear here that the Lord sitteth on the flood, yea, the Lord sitteth king forever. Forever means right in the moment, now. That's forever. Forever is eternity, and eternity exists in the moment. So if you're looking for when and where, it's right here, right now. That's what it's telling you. right here, right now, in whatever issue that you're having, the vibrations can be raised in an instant, in the blink of an eye, if you give your strength and glory unto the Lord. In other words, I'm not doing this all by myself. I'm not doing this all by myself. I'm giving it to you. And when I give it to you, I receive your will rather than my own ego's will. And this goes for stuff that doesn't appear to be your will too. It doesn't only mean the stuff that I've screwed up on. It means the entire world that we understand, the problems of the world are changed for us on our behalf when we do what is being taught in this psalm. The Lord will give strength unto his people. Now, the Lord will give the strength. We are used to thinking we have to give ourselves strength, and that's where we get into trouble. We have to, because remember, strength in the Psalms usually means defense and attack. It usually means military strength. So when we think we have to defend ourselves, when we think we have to come up with solutions to problems all by ourselves, all of those things, when we have to think all by ourselves without the aid of the infinite or our soul's higher thought, those higher vibrations, then we get stuck. We get stuck and we stay stuck until we decide not to. So the Lord will give strength unto his people. That's what we want. We want the Lord's strength. Remember, we're not asking for something outside of us, outside of ourselves to do this for us. We're not saying, oh, there's this Lord up in the sky way far away that is going to come and help us. Remember where the Lord lives, in that place in us where we are one with the source, inside us. It's the closest thing that we have. We think what's close is our bodies, but the Lord is even closer than our bodies. It's even closer than our thinking. It's right inside our soul. So when the Lord gives strength unto his people, the Lord gives strength not from far away, but from right here. The Lord will bless his people with peace. That's the bottom line. The Lord will bless you with peace. And remember that peace is a package deal. Peace includes everything you want, need, desire. Everything. I need more money. Well, if you have the peace of the infinite, the money's in there. Oh, I need a relationship. Well, the relationship's part of that package deal of peace. I need my health. Well, the health is part of that package deal of peace. Peace includes everything that supports peace, brings peace, sustains peace. And peace, if peace is your goal, then you are at one with the goal of the infinite, and therefore your success is assured. The Lord will bless his people with peace. Now, his people are his thoughts, or the infinite's thoughts, which is a reminder to you that you are a thought of the infinite. You are a thought. God made man in his own image, means that the children of the infinite are extended through the imaginative faculties of the infinite. And that same ability to imagine, to create, we have. Unfortunately, our ability to create, we do in ways that bring us pain. But if we listen to this lesson, we understand we can create beautiful, fabulous things when we're doing it when we are conjoined with the will of the infinite. We are co-creators at that point. And our goal is peace. And the way that that peace manifests is in the raising of the vibration of whatever the issues in your life are. So it's a beautiful, beautiful psalm, ancient psalm. And so you just keep coming back to the psalm, usually once a day, until you start to feel a sense of peace and certainty about whatever it is that you brought to the psalm. And once you get that sense of peace and certainty, you'll know that your spell has been cast, and you can stop worrying about it, stop thinking about it, move on to something else, and just let it do its magic. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I so appreciate you. Until next time, blessed be. Well, we got through that without any problems here. Let me see if we have any questions. Well, thank you so much to the amazing moderators, Minerva, Honeypaw, and Dre. And I hope that you can join us for our premiere that's starting in just about 9 minutes from now. And we'll be back tomorrow for a live stream lecture as well. So thank you again, and we'll see you real soon. Blessed be.